talk.
Good morning, afternoon or evening, whichever suits you best. My name is Luke Small and I'm your host today for this episode of Small Talk, episode 2 to be more specific. And we're talking about men's mental health and LGBTQ students and where to find services for them. We've got some special guests lined up for today, some chit chat, so stay tuned and pump up the volume.
Small talk.
So, what is your name and where are you from?
So my name is Teodor Mitsev and I'm originally from Bulgaria. I've been here for 3 years now.
And what is your role in the student union?
So my role in the Student Union is head of student well-being. So I got elected last year. So the previous academic year was my first year in office, and I got re-elected this year. So I basically managed any housing issues and matters students have during the academic year. I managed any requests for the mental health team, also promotion and signposting students to different organizations, and we also offer support on site in the office of the Students Union. Students can book appointments with me. We do have advice service as well, which I'm part of. Sometimes I help cases there as well with any academic appeals or disciplinaries. And yeah, so that's my role.
Have you personally been discriminated against for your sexual orientation or gender identity? How did it make you feel, and how did you overcome this situation?
So I've personally haven't experienced any hatred or discrimination towards myself. I'm bisexual, so I'm part of the community, but since I came in the country, it's been a quite different feeling for me, because back in Bulgaria where I'm from, it's discrimination, homophobia in general is it's a massive issue. And it's I never came out in front of most of the people I know back in my home country. I first did it here in front of friends and everyone else, and I haven't experienced anything personal towards me. I've experienced a lot of hatred and a lot of discrimination seen towards other people, and probably that made me really closeted for a period of time during my teenage years. After my 20s, I kind of opened up a bit more to the world. So it's I haven't experienced the resistance in terms of sharing and in terms of talking about anything related to my sexuality, especially since I came to the country. But I think from my point of view, the issue is quite different, because depending back in my country and and here, it's a completely different experience.
I'll say I have to admit I'm in a very similar boat to you, because obviously I haven't noticed it as much with discrimination in the UK against LGBT people and stuff, but I did not feel confident until I was 21 to start sharing that with anybody at all. So it took me a long time myself to come out, and I think it's quite a difficult subject for people to be around, and especially obviously in other countries where it's quite discriminized. It makes you feel worse, and like you said, you closet yourself more, which is really difficult. And I think that's something that we should try and sway our way out of. But obviously in the UK it's a bit different. It's not as bad. But yeah, and I'm glad everything's all happy now for yourself. It's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm happy that you overcome the issue to a certain extent as well.
It's good.
Alrighty, we're going to take a quick break from the interview and head over to our guest speaker, Aaron Bartlett, for his views on men's mental health. Small talk.
Good to see you, Aaron. How are we?
Hi, I'm Aaron Bartlett. Nice to meet you.
Lovely. Nice to meet you, Aaron. How's your day going so far?
My day's been good, It's been a nice... I don't come down to Southampton very much, but when I do, I come around and enjoy what's going on. It's a lot busier than Bournemouth, which I do really enjoy.
No, it's quite nice. There's a lot more going on. It's a bit brighter, a bit nicer.
Yeah.
So that's good. So, this week on Small Talk, we're talking about men's mental health, and I just wanted to ask you, because you're a straight male, you're not gay or bi or anything.
No.
Would you consider it difficult to talk about your own feelings and men's mental health kind of thing?
Yeah, obviously what things I've been through over the last couple of months, maybe a year, and it really does show how much men can get caught up in their own problems, and we all almost think that we need to deal with them on our own and we don't talk about them. But I think over the last 3-4 years, I think men's mental health has definitely come a lot further than what it used to be. You never used to be able to get any help or any services. No one really spoke about it as much as it has done, especially now. The newer generation's willing to talk about their feelings a lot more than past ones.
I think your statement is quite true, because a lot of men nowadays find it a lot easier to talk about them and themselves, and especially having friends and stuff to talk to. I think it's quite good.
Yeah. I think just overall how people have really gone into mental health in the last, like I said, 4 or 5 years. For example, you've got celebrities, like influence on social media. You've got people that share their opinion to a widespread audience. And now everyone's kind of getting together and going, you know what, it's not okay to not feel all right, and it's okay to talk about it. But it's taken a while for it to get to that point, because I think before that, no one really wanted to. I wouldn't say people weren't talking about mental health, but it wasn't widespread that, you know, these feelings are okay, and it's okay to feel that way. But yeah, you can speak about it. And
I think since after lockdown and the whole coronavirus thing, I think people have been more open about talking about their feelings and stuff, because everyone's so caught up inside.
Yeah, I feel like Corona was definitely like the catalyst for it all happening. I feel like people that never thought they had mental health problems throughout their life, because people generally don't feel sad or have problems. But I think because Corona happened, it was something that we all can relate on like a serious level. I think people that thought they were okay actually really weren't okay.
Yeah.
And everyone in that year or two of being locked down and stuff really did suffer. So people wanted to get services out there to speak. And people,
I think it's been a wake-up call for people to kind of bottle up and not bottle up, to just sort of let these emotions out, because everyone's been bottling up for so long.
Yeah.
And like, I think just because of the whole lockdown thing as well, just globally, mental health's been more of an issue, and it's been more understanding. People have realised it more. Obviously, my interviewee spoke about services available, and you've got loads of services available, mainly the NHS, but obviously when you're at uni, you've got services for the students. So you've got the student hub, this and that, and there's such a short waiting time compared to the NHS one, which is good.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I've been through the whole NHS service before. I've done all that and stuff. I mean, it is a lot harder to get into the NHS service just because it is a free service, and anything that tends to be free has got a backlog of people. Yeah, but I think a lot of these companies, especially like, well, not even companies, like universities, or where I've worked at a few jobs and stuff, they have charities or like therapists or something that is like comes with the job as a service for free, which is good, because I feel like, I know a lot of employers want their people to feel happier when they go to work now and be a bit more positive. So yeah, which is nice.
No, it is a nice feeling. Anyway, thank you very much, Aaron, for those words. I'll be chatting to you later on, obviously, but for now we're going to skip on over to the interview with Teodor Mitsev.
Small talk.
So what services are available for LGBT students if they are suffering from mental health and/or discrimination?
We do offer like support through myself. Like usually, like students can book appointment with me, and like I can have a chat about like what their experience. Like it's completely confidential. So in terms of like specific support, like we also have like trans officer. Like it's a part-time position. Like it's we have an elected officer this year for this position, and we also have like LGBTQ plus officer as well, which is also a part-time position. So like people can book like appointments usually through me. And like these officers are trained like at the beginning of the academic year when we elect them usually, and after that, like when they come in office, like students can also like book appointments with them. Like we can have a chat like together about like anyone's issue. Like we can also help with like any disciplinaries, like in terms of like if students like experience like harsh behavior like from anyone else like around the student community, like from Solent University, like they can raise like disciplinary, so we can help with like such stuff as well at the Students Union. We can also help with like booking appointments with the mental health team. Like in terms of like issues with the students' mental health, we do offer at the university hypnotherapy, which is like a really rare thing I've seen like around universities in the UK as an option. And I really liked the fact that I saw it here. We also have like counseling, like general counseling sessions, single session therapy. We also have cognitive behavioral therapy for like if people like need longer support, like I think it was something like up to 6 or 7 sessions, like something like that. And students like can also rebook more sessions, like if they need more support. So yeah, like it's really accessible. Like I've tried, like I said, I've personally like had some issues like in the past, and I've tried like booking sessions with the NHS and the university. Like on the NHS, like when I tried doing it, I think I was on a waiting list for like 8 or 9 months. Like with the university, I got a session like in 2 weeks. So I think like the support is like way more accessible.
God, that's a long time for the NHS, isn't it?
Yes.
Bloody hell. I mean, was that during COVID times or?
Yeah, it was like in the beginning of the first lockdown actually, and yeah, like it was a really long waiting list.
Oh Jesus. At least with the university, there's a lot of services available, it seems, and I think that's really good to know, and I think that's good to get that information out there, because people might be thinking, oh god, there's nowhere to go, but there's actually tons of services to go.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of support in the university, and like we try to like signpost students like on our socials like regularly about like what support they can access like in the university in terms of different services.
Okay, awesome. Thank you very much. What would you tell other males if they're holding back feelings and emotions?
So generally, I would say that males are allowed having emotions. Like it's a really huge stigma in the society that like male representatives from the community like should be hiding their emotions. They should be like tough. And
yeah, there's this masculinity about it, isn't there?
Yeah, but like
males
it's
can't.
recently like I saw a status about like femininity in terms of like general like presence in the society, and like it was saying like you don't need to be afraid of it because it's just a new skill rather than a weakness and a disadvantage. So it's like if you have like both of these energies in yourself, like you're actually like having more abilities to like work with the community like positively rather than like weaknesses. And yeah, so like I would say like it's really important to open up like and if you're having issues with that, like access support like on time, like in the right moment for you, so you can like work these issues out, and you can be like completely open about like how you feel, because like I really do think like it helps. Like it's a huge relief for people when they actually start opening up about how they feel in the society.
I think you're completely correct there, because obviously when I first came out and I had all these feelings and emotions that I just let it all out, I basically, you cry, don't you? Because you're so happy that all of these emotions are finally set free. It's all the weight off your shoulders, and it is a big relief overall.
Especially like when you start sharing that part of yourself with friends. Like I've noticed like in terms of my experience, like with most of my friends, like even male friends, the situation, how they're gonna accept it, like in my mind, has been like a lot uglier and a lot harsher than it actually was. Like people actually accepted me pretty easily, and yeah, like I recently like came out in front of part of my family as well, which was like really interesting because I never thought like that's gonna be possible, but the reaction was like quite positive as well in that case.
Oh no, congratulations! I'm proud of you. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, amazing. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Teodor.
Right, it was really nice meeting you. Thank you for
Yeah, it was really good to meet you. And obviously, when you're back on site, I will happily get you a tea or a coffee or something. So don't worry about it.
Thank you so much.
It's on me. You're very welcome. It's good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Small talk. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for today for the Small Talk Episode 2 podcast. Episode 3 might be coming next year, but we'll find out soon enough. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Small talk.